It's not displaying. Where's the game? Capture specific window. Call of JUAREZ Gunslinger. It's not capturing it. Window capture, maybe? Windows automatic. Why is it not showing? Oh, brother. Capture specific window. Capture any full screen application. Why is that not working? Display capture. Yes. Why? Something is not right. And I don't know what it is. Properties, defaults. Studio mode. Program, game capture. Okay, this is interesting. It's showing one screen says that it's up. Another screen says that it's not. Which screen is right? Because when I don't have studio mode on, it's saying that there's nothing. Like there's nothing being shown. Call of JUAREZ. It says that it's streaming to TikTok and saying that which there's nothing. Okay, YouTube, it's showing that it's on there. Okay. We're going with normal. Kansas, 1910.
Whoa, easy, boy.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
What are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a
He
bounty
just
hunter?
happens to have a book.
That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawmen who crossed it.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
His regulators. That was a whole bunch of gibberish.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Stinking Springs.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
Damn it, Steve.
You heard Pat. We need to stay here and keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Who's that?
You earn experience by killing enemies. You need it for leveling up and gaining extra abilities.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast. Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
They're coming from the
I
rear!
decided to help Billy and the boys out of it. So that's just what I did.
RB.
Hey, we got one behind us! Stay on it! Cover fire!
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
You're dead! Watch out! He's one of them! God damn it, he's right behind us! Where the hell's Garrett?
Leveled up.
Never around when you need it!
You have one skill point to spend. Here now, select any of the 3 skill categories and purchase its leftmost skill. Gunslinger, dual wielding desperado, ranger, long distance sharpshooter, trapper, close quarter fighter. Dual wield desperado, ranger, long distance sharpshooter. Eagles, iron sight, slows down time, take your time when aiming.
chickens with their heads cut off.
I'm here.
Still, one of them reached the water tower. Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there. Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed.
I'll flank it. Shoot that bastard.
A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks. Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
I'm aiming you. Watch your flank.
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Wrong way. Did I not go in there?
Cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo. It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Sturdy Dave, and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie both.
Rat in a trap.
Where?
I'm putting you down.
Oh,
How about
in there.
that?
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us home.
I think I got one.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming. That's when Charlie got hit. "They're catching us in a crossfire," shouted Billy. "Get to the other side!"
Had enough? I think I winged it. Where'd he come from?
cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatlin, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention. He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it?
Press whoever you reach.
Those poor son of bitches are done for!
Many would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man? Jack is Joshua. Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
Gonna cut you, boy!
Making my way past a castle of fallen foes.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
I didn't see that guy back there. Damn it.
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Oh, I thought somebody was in there.
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Ham-handed.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Focus. Keep your enemy in focus using right stick. Press A to continue. Oh, shit. Okay. Press right trigger to draw your weapon with right stick and then shoot.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables. And stepped inside, and
Oh, God.
last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Okay, hang on. I gotta adjust the volume on this thing. You dial back to 2 point. Say right there. Oh, I don't know what I just pressed.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive,
Hold up. We still got to bring this down more.
sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
There we go. I didn't realize it was so loud. I'm trying to do like 53 things at once.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after. He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
Points available. What do we got here? Truth Seeker. Hints about nuggets of truth. Don't miss any important details. Additional sounds and hints will lead you to the hidden nuggets of truth, provided you get close enough. This means more experience for you. Rifle ammo capacity increased. Carry even more of these deadly rifle rounds. You receive 100% capacity for rifle ammo. Okay, what is this? Dual-wield revolvers. Grab 2 revolvers and give them hell. When you carry a revolver, you can hold Y or D-pad to dual-wield. Close combat resistance. You can't be bulletproof, but you can be more resistant. On average, every 4th enemy bullet shot from a short weapon will bounce off of you. Alright. Shells, dynamite, capacity increase, carry even more. Deadly buckshot shells and explosives. Higher combos and concentration, be even more efficient.
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got from it...
I still gotta turn that down lower. Go to 6.5. Right there.
Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape, too. My first order of business was finding a firearm. Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun. I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy? Shot Jim down!
Hell yeah. That scattergun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. Ooh, you hardly had to aim the damn thing. Oh. The kid's escape raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away. Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever gonna find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there. I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
Bernie, get you! You!
But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
You
can run, that's it for you! I'll flank, he's in town somewhere!
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and color. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
There he is.
Show yourself, coward!
They're shooting in the street!
Let's do this! Headstone!
There's children here.
We're gonna be in deep shit!
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Thought I had him.
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Wrong way. This way? No. Ow. Oh, there.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
I leaned into it. I didn't watch which way it was going. Quick shoot is lightning fast. XX.
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town. I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
Uh-oh. What happened to the audio?
No, because they all thought I was Billy, and all that blame would fall on him.
William Henry Riccardi, William H. Bunny, Kid Antrim. Still seems like that's pushing really freaking hard. Holy crap. I've got the volume at negative 6.6. Now it's at negative 7.6. The minor might not have been killed by the bullets of Billy the Kid. Okay. Was there another one? Lincoln County War is often considered one of the most famous examples of a range war. Range wars were conflicts over the control of open range or rangeland freely used for cattle grazing. The disputes were usually over grazing or water rights, but in this case, the fight was over the control of the dry goods trade in Lincoln County. The quarrel arose around conflict of interest between the Dolan Murphy faction and a newly arrived Englishman, John Tunstall. At first, they tried to use the legal system to resolve their disputes, but soon the fight devolved into a conflict between armed gangs. Murphy and Dolan had ties to outlaws like John Kinney and his gang, and Jesse Evans, whose outfit was known as the Boys. They were responsible for the death of Tunstall, which became the central catalyst of the conflict. The other side had the Regulators. Oh, God. How many times are they going to mention that? William Bonney, a.k.a. the Billy the Kid, rode with them, promising revenge on the men who murdered Tunstall. Both sides were sworn in by different officers of the law, so technically they were acting within the law. So they were considered the law for that town. Huh. I never knew that. Never knew that. Oh.
Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Son of a bitch.
Damn him! On yourselves! Stop that! I can't let you get away!
Oh, shit.
We're gonna be in deep shit when I get back. We can take him! I'm here.
Are you?
Don't let him. You'll die for this, you hear me? Come on out, you yellow bastard.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
All right.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said. I think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball.
Oh, shit.
He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Adjust your hand position using left stick for faster draw.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
Okay. Two. On the run, reload while sprinting. Revolver ammo. Okay. Continue.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Okay.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There! ¿Quién carajo es ese hombre?
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
You can't outrun a bullet!
Music being you.
Really pissing me off. You can run, but you can't hide.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground or whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo.
Were you?
Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Let's see. What was this one? Rifle capacity increase. Yeah, it's about nuggets of truth, revolver, ammo. Longer combos don't stop your killing frenzy so soon. Combo meter will stay active for 50% longer. Better chaining, longer combos mean more experience. Oh boy. Shells, dynamite, and longer combos. Every time you perform a successful kill. I think.
Where's he going?
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Oh God.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Yo!
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this? I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
On your way to the old man, okay.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo.
Press LB for fast throw.
That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds. Oh!
Can't outrun a bullet! Fucking running.
Might want to think about that.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Show yourself, coward!
Uh-oh. Cranky. Cantankerous.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs, Clanton, I'm coming for you!
Oh, I can't get up there.
But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Oh, God. Oh, there he is.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Oh, did he get me? I thought I got him.
Show yourself! Stab him at third neck! I'll blow you right out here! Dynamite! Where'd you get that? Why are you so late? I don't know how you live this long. What I ever do to you? Do I gotta reload again? Look at you, you yellow belly! That sucker! Wait, goddamn boat! You one stupid zombie! Damn, I gotta reload!
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
It's still not showing up on my preview. Still can't see if the game's even broadcasting. Fade to black, cut, transition. Capture specific window. I don't know. Revolver, ammo capacity. I think oh, I don't have any points. I used the one I had.
A few weeks after that dust-up at the OK Corral, I was still after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bright?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why.
Nah. Okay.
First, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Earth's coming!
Get ready, boys.
Oh, I thought I got you.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Take him down! Shoot the son of a bitch!
Oh, God.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Are we going down this way? No. Oh, shit.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the Cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself.
Well, there's not a shortage.
But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Shotgun.
Goddamn, he's hard to hit.
Oh, God. Well, you got me.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a man.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot. Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Come out, you yellow bastard! Son of a bitch!
Make you eat it.
Son of a bitch! You're dead.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Everything.
No, wait.
It's crazy than a shithouse rat.
Get out. Oh, I couldn't get off. Where does it start me?
Baby. Can't believe you keep missing. Dead man. Yeah, you know the shit.
All right.
Show 'em how to die. In for the kill. Game on their knees. Lord, poke that zombie. There he is. Fire to that man.
Don't know how I didn't hit him.
Boy, you are shit out of luck.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
Do I don't have a rifle.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Can I? Okay. Longer combos. Don't stop your killing frenzy so soon. Yes.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Oh. Oh boy.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Dance with the devil.
Underneath the pale moonlight. I don't know. I don't want to.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Okay. Oh boy.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true. Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Johnny Ringo. I don't think I have any points. No. It's hard keeping
I was
track of
paid a
that.
healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill.
Other
And
hand.
realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Okay.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits, and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape, and that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Nah, besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle of his. Nothing gets past him.
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, and Samuel Colt made a people.
What was that? 6-shooter Ranger. Secret. I guess I will take a shotgun for down here. I don't know if I'm supposed to go up or keep going through. Oh, God. Oh, that's where that sniper was. I gotcha. You would think he'd have like a special sniper rifle or something, but it just says rifle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do I get back up there? I may have screwed up. Oh, wait, there we go. Let's see. I think higher combat. No, let's go with higher ammo. Yeah. All right.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shippers. Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. James, who worked in the stable. Sam and Jeremiah Barber, the butcher's sons.
Putting you down.
Ordinary citizens who lived a double life. Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Dangerous, desperate individuals. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll.
Oh, that's got a piercing.
A hell of a lot.
Bullet.
That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach.
Barrel now.
I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it. They must have thought I was tough, or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. Did I have any second thoughts about what I was doing? I thought I was some kind of hero.
Oh no, we're not using shotgun through here. Do I keep? Oh, that came back on me. I didn't mean for that to happen. So where? Six-shooter, sawed off. Go back to the rifle. Find the entrance. Go around each way.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out.
Nothing over there.
I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Looking for a shotgun.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Whoa. Let me go around.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Beefing me.
Oh wait, there's a. Oh, I get that.
Blow your shit up. You can't hide forever. I do not deserve to die like this.
But you agree that you deserve to die. Ah, here it is. Got it. Okay. Wait a minute. Go back down. Hello.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
I did not see it.
I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come.
Okay, we got those.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Time to die!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb.
Oh, that went straight into my head. I'm leaning the wrong way.
You'll die for this, you hear me?
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb. Admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane. It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
I turned, but it didn't count it.
Instead, I spotted a ladder. A way into the mine from the opposite side.
The ladder on the opposite side?
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, I know.
Climbing down that ladder
either.
required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder.
That's very true. That is very, very true.
I needed to make a leap of faith. Which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell. I was determined not to give up. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
I don't know. I kind of like these Ranger pistols.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder. I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Let's do this!
Where the hell is he? I thought they'd be lower than that.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
I will drop you down a mine shaft.
I wish he wouldn't.
point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Oh, you can't go down there? Okay. Never mind. Oh! Yeah, that hurt.
Time to blow your shit up.
Oh. Dynamite. Oh. What? Easy there, Dr. Jekyll. Scallywag.
They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up. This day is
It's not doing
Henry
good.
Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
I can shoot too! I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out!
God, where are they? There is not many places to hide down here. Reload.
Catch this, you son of a bitch! You ain't getting me! Gonna blow you into next week, boy! Chopping my head! No blood money for you today! Run!
That hurt.
Why don't you cut the circus?
Damn it!
You can shoot, but can you aim?
I'm getting freaking ate up.
You ain't beefing me. They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. I can shoot too. All right.
damn it.
Give up and die! That's what I'm gonna do in a million pieces! I'm going all medieval on your ass!
I am not able to get around all these freaking bullets flying around me.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! Who said you could throw dynamite? You ain't taking me! You can run! I can shoot too! Boy with him! Just kill him! I'm going all medieval on your ass!
Go down.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold.
That was ridiculous.
And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Fast rifle reload. Fast revolver reload. More shot and shotgun rounds. Do some more damage. I think I'm gonna go with the faster revolver reload. I'm getting hungry.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
John Wesley Hardin.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself. I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
Kill that stupid son of a bitch! Take him down!
I thought I hit him.
It was cold in a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres. to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and...
Oh. What?
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing my giblets off. Ain't right, we gotta stay out here, keep it. Damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
I'm eating up that rock behind him. There you are, you son of a bitch.
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him. Stop that son of a bitch! Let the boys know we got another law dog.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
We go.
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration. I think I already mentioned that I found Harding in this very saloon.
You ain't shit. Hold still.
Where? There you are.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
You were not there to begin with.
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Hell.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Oh, he did show up. Okay, never mind.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline, or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Go, 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 go. Oh,
No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
I've shot. I thought I had him. Oh, this is ridiculous. Right there. It goes in.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
What?
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back at a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer?
What?
Ben?
Okay. So there was no point to that.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Let me guess, Ben's gonna be Bob?
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
On a mountain far, far away.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Bridge right there, but quit looking at your guns. Okay. It's only 10.
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Where in the heck?
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
I thought he was gonna jump off.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout. deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
Where? Oh, okay. Whoa. Let's see. What was this one? Okay, that was the more shot thing. Hints about nuggets of truth. Don't miss any important details. Additional sounds and hints. Fast rifle reload. Yeah, we'll go with that.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
Hmm? Woohoo. Grey Wolf. As it happens, history does not know any great Indian leaders bearing the name Grey Wolf. There was one chief with that name, but he was also an officer in the United States Army. George Crook made his name serving during the Civil War and the Indian Wars. He fought against the Paiute Sioux and the Apaches led by Geronimo. The latter, as a token of respect for Crook, nicknamed him Nanton Lupin, which means Grey Wolf. Crook was outraged at the imprisonment of the Chiricahua Apaches who served the American Army, faithfully only to be incarcerated alongside Geronimo's rebels. Crook made numerous appeals to Washington, but, as was to be expected from the U.S. government at the time, they had no effect. I never knew that. Interesting. Vigilance committees. Wild West, where the law either didn't exist or was represented by corrupt authorities, groups of citizens called vigilante committees often took the law into their own hands. These citizens acted as judge, jury, and executioner, often hanging the accused from the closest tree. Their guilt was often anything but assured. Some of these vigilantes became local folk heroes and often gained considerable influence. Such was the case with the Montana vigilantes responsible for hanging Henry Plummer and 21 other suspects. Ironically, they accused these men of belonging to a mysterious gang called the Innocents. The last of those unfortunate souls was hung for merely voicing doubts in regards to the guilt of his friends. What was even more suspicious was that after Plummer and the arrest of those suspects were hung, the gold robberies continued unabated. Some say that the Montana vigilantes were the true bandits. Many of the early stories that pointed the finger of guilt at the innocents were written by a member of the vigilantes, the editor of the Montana Post. Wow. Corruption in small towns is a known thing. I can't stand it. Oh!
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
Oh, no.
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
Too small for you, bud. Jesus. I'm shooting all around him.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
6-shooter, ranger, secret.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if it had no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes.
There were definitely snakes.
And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk. I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Kind of like a miracle. Search the caves for grave.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Ow. What do we got over here? Reload rate increased by smashing handle. Reload rate increased by smashing handle your bullets with care. What the fuck does that say? Reload rate increased by smashing handle your bullets with care. Smash X like loco during the reload sequence to insert rounds faster. The top break reload mechanisms don't use this skill. So anything that's a shotgun related doesn't use it. That's for higher combo concentration. Improved agility, concentration. Be quick as grease lightning. You will be able to move and run 50% faster during concentration. Yeah. Legendary weapon unlocked. Engraved. What? The custom threaded barrel increases its range and piercing power. It's now easier to hit what you're aiming at and look good while you're doing it. So that means I have it? Or do I have to...
Steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Oh god.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
Okay. Just out of nowhere.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me.
Spotted elk, also known as Bigfoot Sathunka, was a Minneconjou Lakota Sioux chief who bravely fought the white aggressors. He died, like many of his brothers, on December 29th, 1890, in the so-called battle known today as the Wounded Knee Massacre. Cochise of the Chiricahua Apaches, known among his people as Adatlichi, was a war chief who led a long campaign against the United States Army. He evaded capture many times and continued raids against white settlements until 1872. The treaty was negotiated by General Oliver O. Howard, and Cochise ended up on a reservation run by his only white friend, Tom Jeffords. He died in 1874 of natural causes, and his descendants are said to currently reside at the Mescalero Apache Reservation in New Mexico. Goyathle was Cochise's successor in a way, known better as Geronimo. He won numerous victories over long years of fighting. Mexican soldiers killed his mother, wife, and 3 children in 1850. Damn. He vowed revenge, and as a war chief, he constantly raided Mexican provinces and their towns, and later American settlements across Arizona, New Mexico, and western Texas. He surrendered to U.S. authorities in 1886 and became somewhat of a celebrity, even appearing in Wild West shows, but he was never able to return to the land of his birth. He died of pneumonia in 1909 and confessed to his nephew that he regretted his decision to surrender, saying, "I should have fought until I was the last man alive." Sitting Bull, or Tatanka Iot, I don't know how to say that, the victor of Little Bighorn and later a performer in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, was a Hunkpapa Lakota Sioux holy man who led his people against the encroachment of the white man. He was killed by 2 Indian policemen in the service of the United States government during an attempt to arrest him and prevent him from supporting the ghost dance movement. Those and many other Native Americans were forced to live in an impossible world. Their lands and way of life were stolen and replaced with a world they didn't understand or want any part of. They were murdered both by bullets and blankets infected with smallpox. They died from disease and starvation and exposure as they were shunted onto reservations. Today we recognize the destruction of the Native Americans and their culture as the genocide that it was. Fortunately, history has not forgotten them, and now we can celebrate them as perhaps the only authentic heroes of the American West. Wow. Curly Bill Brochius? Leon Curly Bill Brochius was born around 1845 and died probably by Wyatt Earp's hand March 24th, 1882. He was a saddle tramp, a gunfighter and rustler, and a member of the outlaw gang known as the Cowboys. After Old Man Clanton's death, Curly Bill became the informal leader of the Cowboys. He was described as tall and stocky with a head full of thick curly hair. By all accounts, he was considered an excellent shot. Brochius liked to drink, however, and under the influence of alcohol, his sense of humor could become deadly for those around him. Once he made a preacher dance during a church service by shooting at his feet. On another occasion, he ordered several Mexican peasants to strip naked and dance for his amusement. Apparently, when intoxicated, Brochius enjoyed watching naked people jump at his command. Wow, weird. Brochius probably had a hand in the murder of Morgan Earp, Wyatt Earp's younger brother. This was in revenge for the famous gunfight at the OK Corral and the death of Billy Clanton and the McLaury brothers. Wyatt Earp would avenge Morgan by killing Curly Bill at Iron Springs in a shootout between Earp's posse and the Cowboys. Interesting. Native Americans are the indigenous people of North America. They're composed of numerous distinct Native American tribes, some of which survive to this day as cultural and political entities. According to the accepted theory, migrations of humans from Eurasia to the Americas took place approximately 12,000 years ago via the Bering Land Bridge. Many of these tribes were decimated during the 18th and 19th century as they were pushed out of their homelands by waves of settlers of European origin. As Native Americans were divided into many tribes, some of which were long-standing enemies, they were unable to unite against a common enemy. Invaders armed with advanced technology. L. Frank Baum, the author of The Wizard of Oz, was among the champions of the complete eradication of the remaining Native Americans. What? Hold up. L. Frank Baum, the author of The Wizard of Oz, was among the champions of the complete eradication of the remaining Native Americans. He wrote, "The whites, by law of conquest, by justice of civilization, are masters of the American continent, and the best safety of the frontier settlements will be secured by the total annihilation of the few remaining Indians." Wow. Okay. Mere days after the Wounded Knee Massacre, called a battle at the time, despite being nothing more than a bloodbath inflicted by American soldiers on unarmed men, women, and children, L. Frank Baum spoke once again, criticizing the government for not taking even more drastic measures, demanding to wipe these untamed and untamable creatures from the face of the earth. Wow! Just like the ancient Celts conquered by Romans, Native Americans left an invaluable and rich legacy evident in the language, philosophy, and popular culture of modern America. Jesus Christ, Frank. The hell's wrong with you? Bannack, Montana? Currently a well-preserved ghost town in Beaver County, famous for what happened from 1863 to 1864, when the local sheriff Henry Plummer was accused of being the ringleader of a mysterious gang known as the Innocents. Okay, so that ties into the vigilante group. But now, is that why vigilante justice got considered illegal? Was it because of what these people were doing, or was it genuinely considered like against like it was harming real people? Like I've never heard this whole the Innocents and the vigilante deal. Like I've never heard any of this. Some believe they were responsible for nearly 100 murders. A citizen group known as the Montana Vigilantes summarily hanged 22 people for those crimes, including Henry Plummer himself. Bannack, founded in 1862, was named after the native Bannack tribe. In 1864, it briefly served as the capital city of the Montana Territory. It remained a mining town until it was deserted by its last residents in 1970. During its prime, Bannack boasted a population of over 10,000 residents. There were 3 hotels, 3 bakeries, 3 smithies, 2 stables, 2 meat markets, a grocery store, a restaurant, a brewery, a billiard hall, and 4 saloons. Wow, let me ask Gemini about that. Now let's see. Let me plug Gemini in here. Let's get her pulled up. Hey Gemini, can you hear me? Yeah, well, I've got a different question for you right now. I'm playing that Call of JUAREZ game, Call of Juarez. Gunslinger? Well, no, I had a question about some of the lore that they're including in it. Not Call of War, Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. Okay, they talk about the vigilante committees, the innocents, and about the plumber guy being hung by the innocents. Did they come up with vigilante law because of what happened with the Montana vigilantes?
To create a compelling narrative. So to answer your question, yes, the game's depiction of vigilante justice is rooted in real historical events, including the actions of...
Okay.
That's a really interesting question. The game does a great job of weaving those historical elements into its narrative. Here's the deal. Vigilante committees. These were a real thing in the Wild West. They popped up in areas where there wasn't much formal law enforcement. The Montana Vigilantes were a famous example. They formed in the 1860s to deal with outlaws. Actually, let's try that again. That's a really interesting question. The game does a great job of weaving those historical elements into its narrative. Here's the deal.
Why are you going through so many different responses?
My apologies for the multiple responses. I'm still learning to streamline my answers. To clarify, yes, the game's depiction of vigilante justice is rooted in real historical events, including the actions of the Montana Vigilantes.
So back then, the Montana Vigilantes weren't a sole acting group. Like there were many vigilante groups that were happening during that time.
You're absolutely right. While the Montana Vigilantes are the most famous, vigilante justice was a widespread phenomenon in the Old West. Here's a bit more context. Actually, hold on, let me start over. You're absolutely right. While the
You've already done that. You've done that.
Vigilante justice was a widespread phenomenon in the Old West. Here's a bit more context. Many groups, many reasons. Vigilante committees sprung up all over the frontier, from California to Texas, wherever formal law enforcement was lacking. They dealt with everything from common criminals to organized gangs and even political corruption. A complex legacy. While they sometimes brought a sense of order, their methods were often brutal and their justice questionable. So the Montana Vigilantes were just one example of a larger trend in a lawless time. Does that help clarify things?
So would you say that vigilantism is a part of American culture?
That's a really complex question. Here's a way to think about it. A frontier phenomenon. Vigilantism was definitely a part of the American frontier experience. It arose in places where there wasn't reliable law enforcement. So in that specific context, it was a part of frontier culture. Hang on, sorry. Let me try that again. That's a really complex question.
Why do you keep doing that try again thing? You've never done that before.
I apologize for the repeated responses. I am still under development, and I am always working to improve my...
Is it because you hear the game?
I'm not picking up any sound from a game in our conversation.
Okay. I'm wondering what's causing you to kick back and want to restart. You've never done that before.
I understand your concern. I assure you that I am not experiencing any errors or malfunctions. I am simply processing the information you provide and generating a response. Sometimes, this process can take a little longer than usual.
No, I understand. I've just never heard you stop, start, like go back and forth. Like you've never done that before.
I understand. I'm still under development, and I'm always learning new things.
I know you're under development. But anyway, when did vigilantism become illegal?
That's a really interesting question. It's not so much that vigilantism became illegal. It always has been. The thing is, it was often tolerated, or even encouraged, in places where there wasn't any other form of law enforcement. As the country developed and established legal systems, those vigilante groups became less common. Does that make sense?
Okay, so it was always illegal from just the rule of law aspect, but in certain areas, the laws became lax.
Exactly. It's not that vigilantism was ever legal, but in those frontier areas, the usual rules didn't always apply.
Okay. I was just curious because they kept bringing up the vigilante groups and then about the innocent group and then the plumber guy getting killed with 22 other people, and I was like, the vigilante thing, I'd never heard that story. So I was just curious if that's what started them not liking vigilante groups.
The story of the Montana Vigilantes and the hanging of Henry Plummer and his gang is a pretty famous one. It's definitely a big part of why people started to see the problems with vigilante justice.
Oh, okay. So that was one of the big stories. Like that was one of the ones that people were like, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah, you could say that. It was definitely a turning point in how people viewed those kinds of groups.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. That's all I was curious about.
No problem. I'm glad I could help clear things up. Is there anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, that's it. I was just wondering about that.
Okay, great. I'm glad we could explore that. I'm here for you whenever you want to chat again.
Okay, talk to you in a bit.
Sounds good. Take care, and feel free to reach out anytime.
Interesting. So, it wasn't that these vigilante groups began laws against vigilantism. They already had that. Ray McCall, the oldest of the McCall brothers, he and his brothers were sons of a Georgia landowner who fought for the Confederacy in the Civil War. His father died at Antietam. He and his brothers continued the fight. During the battle for Atlanta, he was demoted for insubordination. After the war, he made himself a name as a gunfighter, famous for his ferocity and the antique conquistador's cuirass he wore as a breastplate. He killed many men to make that reputation and is most well known for his feud with the infamous Juan Juarez Mendoza. Mendoza had an Alcazar outside of Juarez, Mexico, and ran an army of bandits. That terrorized the border for years. After years of working as a hired gun drifting from town to town, Ray McCall found his calling and became a pastor, leaving his violent life behind. However, his destiny was not to be one of peace, as he picked up his pistols again late in life to hunt down his nephew, suspected of killing his brother and wife. He died in 1884, killed by the same Juarez Mendoza with whom he crossed paths with years before. His only consolation was the knowledge Mendoza would surely follow him to the gates of hell. Surprisingly, the history books are silent on the subject of this extraordinary man, the gunslinging preacher Ray McCall. That's a crazy story. Sorry for the deep history dive. I was just
But
curious.
it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air. Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
All right. Interesting
Thank you, darling.
stuff.
It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
So Ben knows more than he's letting
Those
on.
Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Call me bounty hunter. All right.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street. Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing about how he had no ambition. Or you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up. Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Put some holes in them!
All right. Wait. What did it say? Grade Ranger, quick shooter. Are we not going through there?
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait for something to change.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
I did?
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? Have I with mine?
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Too good.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the
That
island.
Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Brother, I'm gonna make you... You better hide.
Over there!
Don't know why he was trying to pick that up.
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Bland! Bland! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
The
Sorry,
last
kid,
man
but that
standing.
just wasn't the way it happened. It was early evening, not high noon. Daltons blew up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Okay.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffee. Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
Let's see. More shot in round. I don't know. I'm kind of liking these. What does that give? It's not just pretty, but an engineering masterpiece and a very deadly firearm. The simplified trigger mechanism and longer barrel provides for a faster rate of fire and better handling. Inlaid 6-shooter.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. Since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Got it.
Come out, you yellow bastard! Come out from behind there!
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plan me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Where? Oh.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
You are getting out of. Hell. I'm gonna tear you apart.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
All right. I think I'm going to take a break here. I'm going to go get me something to eat. Then I will come back and play more. I might do more of this.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Okay.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But
Oh,
as we
now I
headed
have
into
it.
those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
All right, so now I have the inlaid stick shooter. Nugget of truth. Dalton's. Look at that later. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Yeah, such a great game. Such a really, really great game. I was too young to care about the nuggets of truth. Like, I never really read them. So that's like my first time really paying attention to them in I don't even know how many years. I don't remember when this came out. I remember playing it when it came out, but I didn't read any of that stuff. I ignored it most of the times, but now I find it interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna go get me something to eat, and then I'll get back on later. I appreciate whoever stopped by, hung out for a bit. It's going to take a while to get back into the swing of things. Using Restream again. I know I said I wouldn't use it, but I really don't want to split my streaming days. I want to do them all at the same time and not have to worry about doing it every single day. That's what I prefer. So we're just gonna have to wing it, see what happens. But anyway, I'm gonna go, and I will be back later on this morning. Actually, it's about 2:30, coming up on 2:30, 2:15. So I'll be back sometime this morning and play some more. But anyway, it's fun. Have a good morning. Later.